Communication with the narcissist. Guys, you may already notice that it is impossible to communicate with the narcissist. We normal people communicate to resolve things in relationships. The narcissists communicate just to defend their egos, just to defend their narrative in the conversation. So each conversation cycle, each cycle of you trying to explain your point of view, trying to explain how they are hurting you, it just makes their story more and more twisted, their narrative more and more twisted. They will blame shift, they will gaslight you, they will try to make you look more and more crazy just to defend their fragile egos, their false narrative. As we already know, they cannot accept any responsibility of their actions, any responsibility of their wrongdoings. So they will just defend, they will make up the narrative so twisted, and this is what's actually hurting the empaths more and more. And we have all been there. Full of desperation in the middle of the night, trying to find some resolution, writing long letters to them, writing, pointing out the facts, the truth, the proofs of what is the truth, how they were hurting you, what they said. It is pointless because each cycle of communication with the narcissist makes their story more and more twisted. So what do? We use grey rocking. We don't try to explain ourselves. We just withdraw all the emotions from the conversations. So okay, the perfect story is to just cut off the relationships, the relationship with the narcissist. But I think lots of people, some have some, for example, people have children with narcissists. People have still their parents being narcissists, still their siblings being narcissists, and from time to time you are forced to communicating with them. So you use grey rocking. We use grey rocking. We just talk about, not emotionally charged things. We stop explaining ourselves. We talk about weather. We use short conversation, short answers, etc. Grey rocking. Stop trying to explain ourselves. This is what it's called setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is just stopping the access to your emotions, stopping the access to your feelings, your narrative, stopping trying to explain yourself, explain your point of view, your story, how they're hurting you, etc. You just leave it, okay? Leave it for the karma, leave it for the what, etc. The second thing we should do, we should, travel to positive relationships. It's so hard for many of empaths, also for me, to find positive, good, supportive relationships. And I think that lots of empaths these days have this issue. We have like 30, we are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, etc. So it's not easy to find new friends. It's not easy to build new relationships, to build new trust, etc. So some of us, many of us are stuck in those narcissistic families, in those narcissistic families, gatherings, etc. I think that what we should focus on now, after we all know the narcissistic knowledge, and it is beautiful that we live in these times when the narcissist is being exposed on social media, etc. I believe this is all connected with politics, with the current state of the world, with wars, etc., with political tensions. It is all connected. The shift is happening. Also, it is connected to this spiritual point of view. I am also spiritual. I love these stories about spirituality, the deep understanding of what's happening. The spirituality says that we are entering a new phase of consciousness, the new phase of seeing the world. Some people call it 5D. I don't like this expression, but we are entering new era, and I believe this is an era of empaths, the era of truth. As you can see in the news, in the social media, the narrative of the narcissistic people is so twisted. In politics, narcissists are authoritarian side. Authoritarian side is, Russia, MAGA, is like Iran. Authoritarian side is like North Korea. They are using propaganda. So it is very similar to a narcissistic relationship with an empath. Empath is this are those people, for example, liberals, who are trying to convey the truth, trying to find the truth, trying to find the resolution, etc. And they are using just the propaganda, and the propaganda becomes more and more twisted. So at some point, people do not know what the truth is. The propagandists, the authoritarians, cannot accept responsibility. They cannot admit any wrongdoings. So, what is happening on a personal level with us, with our personal relationships in our homes, with our families, is also happening on a global scale, politically, business-wise. Also, this is happening in business. It is like spiritual people say that this is consciousness shift. We are entering a new era. It's very hard. It's very tense emotionally. It's very hard for people, especially for empaths. These times are very hard, and you already know this. But I believe that we are on the right side. I believe that the future is built by empaths, and the next step that we should do is to find supportive surroundings. Find new relationships, build new friendships, find new partners, build new friendships, find new support group. And actually, I didn't find any support group for empaths, so I'm building a portal like Twitter, but for empaths. Now you can find it on empathsplanet.com. It's just like first stage, so it's barely usable, empathsplanet.com. And I believe that we should get into tribe of an empath, to find new relationships, to build new friendships, to build supportive group, because it's so hard living whole life in a narcissistic families, for example, in a narcissistic surroundings. It's so hard to build new connections. So that's my idea for the solution for us empaths. And I believe that we should get into some tribes, because we need support. We need new relationships. We need some people to talk about that understand us. Yeah. So I am hopeful about the future. I am hopeful. I hope you also can see the connection with what's happening with personal relationships and the politics and the business situation around the world. And empathsplanet.com. I'm also building an application for an iPhone and Android for empaths to connect, to find supportive group, to build new relationships, to build new friendships. That's my hope for the planet. So communication with the narcissist, as we already know, it's impossible. The solution, lots of us study narcissism, online. But the final solution will be to abandon all the narcissistic relationships and to find other empaths and to build connection with them, to build trust, to build friendships, to build supportive group. Okay, see you on the channel. empathsplanet.com is the portal I'm building. It's barely usable right now, but you can register if you want. See you on the channel. Hey.